Well, Mets fans, some brutal sights to see tonight. I had to talk to Jake Brown, our amazing but true podcast for the New York Post, all about the Mets. And Jake, I gotta just ask you straight up, that was not pretty to see. What was your reaction when you saw Edwin Diaz go down with that injury?
It's so unfortunate. You feel for the guy who just signed this big deal. He's going into a season, the trumpets, all the things that go around Edwin Diaz, and now to be injured in a celebration for a game in March. This thing is a joke. I'm sorry. The WBC being done when guys are warmed up for about 2 weeks, nowhere near ready for the season, to be in this highly competitive tournament, fans going crazy. It has its good things about it. It needs to be done after the season or maybe during the season when guys have got half a season under their belts. This didn't happen during the game. It happened after. Obviously, it's just a coincidence, but it was during a celebration for a game that really did not mean that much. And this is very sad, and it looks to be serious and could be damaging to the Mets World Series hopes. This was the guy that closed down games and was an integral part of their success in their 100-plus win season last year. And now there's a chance he could be done for the year over a meaningless win in March. It's a disgrace.
It's a tough sight to see, honestly. I mean, you like you said, he was celebrating with his team after a win, and it just the images of him getting wheelchaired off just are brutal. I think Max Scherzer put it great. He talked about it this during spring training about he can't pitch in the World Baseball Classic because his arm's not ready to handle that type of leverage and throwing those types of pitches. My follow up to all this is how we obviously don't know the total injury right now. We don't know how long he's going to be out, but what kind of impact I mean, obviously he's the best closer in baseball. But honestly, can you say what kind of impact Edwin Diaz, what kind of loss this could be for the New York Mets?
I mean, this is a season altering kind of loss. Yes, the Mets have other pieces in the bullpen. Yes, they have Adam Ottavino, and luckily they got David Robertson, who's been a closer. Both those guys have been a closer before. They've done it in New York, so they've had success here. But now you're one guy down in the bullpen, and you have your sixth, seventh, eighth inning guys becoming your eighth and ninth inning guys, and guys that are needing to close that never expected that they had to. You're losing a guy that you were expecting 40 to 50 saves from, 50 to 60 appearances, and now he's done. And, put the trumpet element to the side, although Citi Field was all ready for that and having that whole experience that people loved. Put that to the side. You're hurting a baseball team that is one of the favorites to win a World Series over a stupid game in March. I'm sorry. I know it's big for your country in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. The game means nothing. Do it after the season. I hate seeing this. It's a big reason why I don't watch the WBC. And Brandon Nimmo is right. He said, winning a World Series to me is more important than winning the WBC. And, go win the WBC. Congrats. It might have cost the Mets a title potentially.
Jake, I appreciate you hopping on here, man, just giving us your raw reaction, obviously, to seeing that sight with Edwin Diaz. I mean, we saw his brother in tears. We saw both Dominican Republic and Puerto Rican teams just absolutely just in shambles. Couldn't believe what they just saw. Jake, appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me.